Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Old Steph and welcome back to some more NASCAR 25 career mode. In the last episode, we did the first two races of the season. Greg Van Alst ended up winning at Daytona. We finished 14th and then followed that up with a top 30 finish in Phoenix after a bit of a hard-fought battle and spinning out with 2 laps to go, which was not the greatest thing of all time, but, you know, it is what it is. And today we do 3 different races, and we start out with Bristol. And Bristol was one track that I've never driven on in a NASCAR game before, surprisingly. And it definitely shows in the practice and everything. And I believe Tyler Reif ended up taking the checkered flag at Phoenix, and it was a hard-fought battle in Phoenix. Despite crashing, managed to make up, I believe, 7 spots on the final lap to come home in the 30th spot. And we made a little bit of improvement to our car. I think we got a level 3 body or something like that after Phoenix was complete. So we're looking at a new body, but engine is the same, transmission is the same, suspension, chassis, whatever else is completely the same. So everything else is at level 1 still. And at this point, I think I'm running just the normal setup, like the neutral setup.
How's it going?
No, we're running 25% loose. So what happens is, on 25% loose, you get really tight on entry. You slide up the corner if you're carrying a lot of speed, and then on the exit you get super loose. The rear end kicks out from underneath you, and you kind of just have to not be steering on the exit. It sounds counterintuitive, but you got to kind of let the gas turn you. And you can see right here, I was just not having a fun time. This was on the neutral setup.
How you doing in there? Need any adjustments?
And we send it back out there once again on 25% loose, just trying to get a feel for what the car's going to feel like on a long run.
One on the bottom.
Get up into the wall a little bit there, and I'm like, That's enough practice.
What do you think so far? Need any changes?
So heading into qualifying, not expecting too much here. Brendan Queen, top of the board. We managed to beat out 3 people in practice, end up 37th, in front of Tad Moffitt, who is in the 46 car for Nitro Motorsports. Actually didn't do too terrible last year. Ran out of funding midway through the season. But before that, he was doing pretty well, so I'm not sure why his Bristol numbers are so low, because he was at the back the entire weekend long.
Hit your mark,
but we get fired up for qualifying. 2 laps around Bristol give you your qualifying position. 18.043 the first time around. Our goal is top 35. But once again, level 1 everything other than body, so not much we can do here. On our second lap, we do improve just a little bit, coming across the line, and qualify in the 36th spot.
We'll get you ready to charge to the front.
So 1 position outside the top 35. A little bit tragic there, but it's all good. Brendan Queen takes the pole, so sweeps practice and qualifying to put it on the pole position just ahead of William Sawalich, Jake Finch. And there's the rest of your starters as we head into the race weekend. And we start the race on 25% loose because that's the way we're going to get around the corners. If it's neutral, then you're going to get super tight later on into the run. And despite not needing, technically, a pit stop the entire night because your fuel is fine, if a caution comes out, you will want to take tires. And that'll help you turn a lot better on new tires, that being one setup. So I did not come into this weekend with a whole lot of confidence. You know, the car was not driving great in practice. But we head into turn 3, and all of a sudden, I'm able to drive way deep into the corner, and it kind of surprises me.
3 wide.
So I'm stuck in the middle here now between Will Kimmel and Kyle Keller, who we had a run-in, quote-unquote, with at Daytona.
Outside now. 1 bottom.
We get up the racetrack a little bit into Willie Kimmel. And we got Tad Moffitt on our inside trying to make some ground up. We bounce in between Will Kimmel and Tad Moffitt like a pinball as we head up the track. Tad trying to get back by on our inside here.
Clear bottom. One high.
And
Clear high if you want it.
I'm just trying to slow him down on the bottom. And what I noticed here, which is kind of interesting, is that obviously further on into the run, the AI tire wear is a little bit higher than me, I believe. That's what I see at least. So we get them on the long run.
One low.
We're able to keep up on the long run. But on the short run, my goodness, we get blitzed by the AI, especially if they're on the bottom and I'm on the top. So we managed to come out in the 32nd spot right behind Tad Moffitt in the 46. We got the leaders coming up on us very quickly here. William Sawalich, once again, it wouldn't be a career mode race in the ARCA Menard series without me screwing over William Sawalich for the first spot. I let him by on my outside, but he doesn't quite clear me, and now we're 3 wide with Alex Quarterly on the inside. Isabella Robusto, the driver in second place, trying to get to my inside here, and she does.
3 wide.
I kind of cut off the 28 car there. Get up the racetrack, have to let off a lot to not wreck the 18 car.
Clear inside.
And we're being a pesky lap car right now, but you know, it's kind of hard to get out of the way if the AI won't go 3 wide on you unless you're on the bottom, or unless you're in the middle, sorry. So they won't go on your outside, or at least some of them won't. As Tyler Reif and LeVar Scott go by me into turn 2, and the first caution comes out as Tyler Reif wrecks off of turn number 2, takes Alex Quarterly with him.
Pit road is open.
And we do not pit this time, no need to pit. As we advance to the restart.
Pace car's off.
In the 33rd position, second car, 1 lap down.
Be ready now. Go,
Not entirely sure how Alex Quarterly stayed on the lead lap. That looked like a pretty big hit on the inside wall, but I'm not going to question it too much.
Car inside.
So we're on the top side here of Tad Moffitt making up some ground once again down the backstretch, but like at Phoenix, the straightaways are really where the level 1 parts show their ugliness, and we're in the middle of 3 wide once again between Jonathan Rayome on the outside and Tad Moffitt on the inside. Moffitt clears us once again. He was on the bottom there, so he gets a massive run. I try to go to the bottom here, thinking maybe I can make up some ground. Nope, I just end up getting really, really loose in return. Save the race car, though. On to lap 26. 3 wide once again. Dave Smith clears me for the 32nd position as we were battling there. David Smith kind of went up to the back of us and just passed us both. Finally get clear and almost get hooked back there by Jonathan Rayome.
Stay high. 1 up high.
Get to the inside of David Smith, make a lot of contact with him here. Up the racetrack, into the side of him. Blake Lothian gets by me on the inside. We're bleeding spots right here.
1 up high.
Now we're back to the inside of Blake Lothian. David Smith continues to be up ahead of us. We're almost 3 wide there. Jonathan Rayome once again trying to get to my inside. And Dave Smith goes around right in front of me, and we end up getting a piece of it there. Not too much of a piece. We only get 5% aero damage, and the radiator gets knocked in a little bit. But
if you pit, here's the changes we're making.
We're pretty much fine, and at this point I'm like, we might as well pit here. 2 right side tires, repair the damage, half a can of fuel, because we can make it to the end on fuel anyways.
Pitted now, fellas. Here we come.
And we want to keep it up inside the top 35 here. My goal is to finish every race inside the top 35. And right here, we're in dead last in 40th, minus 2 laps now.
Be ready.
Not sure where I lost the other lap, but everybody else in front of me did too, so not that big of a deal. So side by side down the front stretch.
Stay low.
Right up behind Will Kimmel, and all of a sudden those 2 right side tires are putting in the work. As we almost get to the inside here, Willie Kimmel, and we do. Right on the inside. Now the inside is starting to work a little bit better for me. able to get by
5 to go now.
on the inside of
3 wide.
David Quarterly.
Car outside. 1 outside.
That being Dale Quarterly, excuse me.
Car
We're
high.
on the inside of David Smith and on the
3
inside
wide.
of Tad Moffitt. We're finally able to
Outside
clear,
now.
almost clear Tad Moffitt for the 33rd spot, and there we go. Send it
high,
off into the corner, and we clear
Car outside.
Tad for the spot. And side by side down the front stretch with, I believe, Blake Lothian. We get to the
Clear
inside
outside.
of him and pass him for the 32nd spot.
Stay low.
Down
Clear
into
high.
the corner once again, side by side. And this is on to
Outside door.
the final lap. I tried to go for 29th here, but these guys were
high.
1 lap ahead of me.
Keep your chin up, driver.
So
We'll get things turned
unfortunately, we
around.
only finish in the 32nd spot. No second top 30 for us, but no big deal. William Sawalich taking home the victory over Brendan Queen. Isabella Robusto, 3rd straight top 5 for her, continues her points lead over everybody else. Corey Day with a top 10. Pretty good for him, considering his driver ratings are probably not very good in the ARCA series. Caleb Costner with a very solid 11th place finish. Great for him. Rita Goulet, 16th. D.L. Wilson, 17th. Takamakoga, 18th. Laney Bice, 19th. A bunch of good finishers up there in the top 20. And unsurprisingly, we get some not too happy customers there. I'm not going to say much about this one because I think I deserve it. To be honest with you, there's a lot of times where I was bouncing between Jonathan Riome and I did definitely get into David Smith. I'm surprised I wasn't getting a mouthful from William Sawalich. But, yeah, I guess he's going to punch me out after one of these races just out of nowhere, which I'll probably deserve. But somehow we get clean racing bonus anyway, which is just unbelievable to me considering I was bouncing off of everybody. And we lose a lot on the chassis. So we do our needed work. And we can finally get to like hiring people and stuff, which is pretty cool. Slowly unlocking the fun parts of the career mode here. That aren't the racing, of course. So we get the necessary changes done, or the necessary repairs. And we're in 27th in points, falling down 6 from where we were before, which is not great at all, but we'll try and make it up a little bit. The car is still needing improvement, so we'll see how it goes here, but we're going to make a new paint scheme for the car here. Potentially want to turn our luck around a little bit. Just wanted to put a little bit more black on the car so the sponsor logo pops a little bit. So us with Hidden Gems Motorsports, we head on to week number 4 of the ARCA Menard series, that being Rockingham Raceway. And the return to the Rock, which I believe was only a ARCA Menard Series East race last year, but because they don't have racetracks like Elko and DeCoin and all those good racetracks that for some reason were snubbed, they're adding like random NASCAR tracks that ARCA races at. Like, doesn't matter what series, but they're adding them. So like Phoenix, the championship, I can't remember where the championship was. I think it was Toledo, but they made it Phoenix for this one. So we go into practice, impact the wall because the car is very, very tight there.
How's the car feeling
on
so
the
far?
neutral setup.
10-4.
But before that, you're going to have to believe me on this one, but it was actually running really well. So it was turning well, but it was very slow in the corners, which is not encouraging considering that's usually where I catch up to everybody at the back. And that new paint scheme looking very fresh out there, if I do say so myself.
All right, let's go.
So once again, the goal here...
Okay, stay smooth, hit our marks, and bring it home.
The goal here is to finish inside the top 35 in qualifying, but once again, we've only done that... Actually, no, we haven't done that
This
yet,
is the one that
I don't
counts.
think. Or no, we qualified 34th at Phoenix, I believe, so one time out of the 4 times, I'm going to spoil it a bit here, we do not make it into the top 35. We end up in
Way to push it
37th.
out there. We'll make up some spots on race day, don't worry.
Not fantastic, but if the car is driving okay to the point where I can turn it, I can make up those spots pretty easily. Or at least that's what I was thinking to myself at this point. So Brennan Queen, Butterbean Queen takes the pole.
Green, green.
And we get underway at Rockingham. We'll return to the Rock for 31 laps.
Car outside.
And we end up rolling the corner pretty good here. Coming out of turn number 2, I'm thinking to myself, maybe it was just a practice thing. Maybe I can actually keep up with these guys. And I send it down into turn 3 really hard, go way up the racetrack. And get past there on the inside by Sean Core. And obviously that's not great. Coming on to lap 3 here, we get passed for the 38th spot. Not great. Get passed by EJ Tomeo.
Clear inside. Car outside.
And at this point, this is probably the worst run. I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be the worst run we have all season long. And I turned out to be a little bit wrong, because we start getting some speed. It's lap 5. The car is starting to settle in a little bit. Once again, this is another racetrack that's a little bit short, so the tire wear will not make you pit.
One outside.
Which I might turn it up to 3 times for the next couple of races. I'll let you know if I do. But because these shorter races are, in fact, shorter, you really don't need a pit stop at all. Especially not if you want fuel, because the fuel does last way longer than the entire race. Like, we're on lap 10 here, and we still have 35 laps of fuel left, and the AI do as well, somewhere around there. So we start to get lapped here. Brennan Queen on our inside. Getting a little bit of a run down the front stretch here on EJ Tomeo. We pass Dale Quarterly for the 37th spot. We get by him. Clear out of turn number 2.
Outside.
Right up the side, Sean Core in the 8 car. On the inside of him here. And then I try and move up the racetrack a little bit to give the 18 car room.
Clear up top. Clear low if you
want it. We get lapped by a couple more cars there.
Car outside.
Coming out of 2 here.
You're all clear.
Going to the inside on the 8 car of Sean Court.
Clear outside.
Passing him for the 36th spot. Only 1 to go for the top 35.
1 on the bottom.
Which is right there. Ed Pompa in the 10. Tanner Reif.
Clear low if you want it.
On our bottom there.
Car outside.
Lapping me. We go to the bottom of Ed Pompa, and we're officially up inside the top 35.
Clear outside.
Meeting expectations.
Car high. Clear high.
With 10 to go here, Jackson McLaren
outside now.
In 34th. We get to the bottom of him out of turn number 2. It's the straightaway though, so he stays on our door, but we outbrake him into 3. Car comes up off the bottom a little bit. And that causes me to get a little bit slow down the front stretch here, and that gives Jackson the opportunity to come down on the bottom and pass me by. Pretty much. Clears in front of me here.
Car outside.
But not for long. We perform the crossover down into 3. Go up the racetrack just a little bit. We got Timmy Hill coming up behind us trying to lap us. And we get to the inside of the 96. Pass for the 34th position.
Car inside. Clear low.
And right here, I'm just paying too much attention to my rear view mirror. End up not realizing how far up the racetrack I am and getting into the outside wall. No damage though. 64% on that right front tire. And since we're 2 down, this is on the white flag. We get to the inside once again of Jonathan Riome, just like in Bristol, but this time he is for position.
Clear high.
Clipped the bottom just a little bit, but luckily we're clear. Get through into the 32nd spot, and consistency is key. Second straight finish of 32nd. Not too flashy at all, but we meet our goal of finishing inside the top 35. Brennan Queen takes home the victory, the 4th winner in 4 different races. William Sawalch 2nd, Tyler Reif 3rd, Lawless Allen, Isabella Robusto with her 4th straight top 5. And there's the rest of your top 20. Isabella Robusta been very, very impressive this season so far. Definitely the most points of anybody by a lot. So hopefully she can keep it there. And the replay, not a lot happened in this race other than a few passes. So we're just going to fast forward it all the way through. And you can see right here, I was battling there with Sean Core. And if you notice, I didn't touch him at all. And that's important. We'll show you why after. There's our little battle with Jackson McLaren. And here's an outside view of the contact with the wall with a few laps to go. Greg Van Alst on the inside of me. There's Butterbean Queen going and putting me 2 laps down. We get into the outside wall. So Walsh was actually pretty close. And then here's another look at that last lap pass. We get to the inside of Jonathan Riom. Send it down there into 3. Go up the racetrack just a little bit. The car sliding a lot. Flip the apron sideways up in front of the 72 car. Coming back to the line. And take the 32nd position away from Jonathan Riom. 160 clean racing points there. LeVar Scott, thank you, LeVar Scott, for giving me a little bit of a compliment there. Didn't piss anyone off. But clearly he doesn't stay on Twitter a lot because Sean Core was mad that I don't know. He was mad that I raced him. I didn't really touch him that entire time, so I don't know what he was pissed off at, but that's too bad for him. I don't really know what else to say. So we go 3% on the chassis after that race because that was the least fixed item on the entire thing. So we're going to do the recommended repairs once again to the vehicle. And since we have some money now saved up for 2 races, we're going to buy a new chassis, the level 3 chassis, of course. And we also buy the suspension, the level 3 suspension for Talladega weekend. And we take a look at all the finances, the lifetime, the achievements and stuff. And going back to take a look at the new paint scheme. It's a little bit different than before. Instead of the lots of white on it, it's more black with white highlights. A lot of red on it as well. Makes that SRI logo pop on the hood and also on the left and right quarter panels. Ayase looking pretty snazzy headed into week 5 at Talladega. 5th race of the season. And obviously very excited for this one because I feel like I have some unfinished business on drafting tracks after Daytona and how that went. Hopefully not putting myself in the wall this time, trying to go for a 4-wide move.
Racing fans from around the world, welcome to Talladega Superspeedway, the most thrilling track in NASCAR. You're in the edge of your
So Jake Finch, Lawless Allen, Brendan Queen, the 3 drivers to watch. And trust me when I say you're going to want to watch Brendan Queen. No reason, but let's just say you'll see. So I had a pretty sound strategy here for practice. Obviously, we want to meet the goal for that extra juicy bonus.
Bring it in for an adjustment if you need to. Inside.
And the new chassis doing wonders here. We're going to slow ourselves up a little bit to let by this pack of 2 cars here.
Clear low.
I believe that's Cody Dennison in the 9 and the 03 of Alex Clubb. So we get up to the rear end of the 9 car, go to the outside of Camelot, side by side with him down the front stretch, and that little draft from the 9 car actually gives us the power to take home the fastest lap in practice again. Second straight drafting track we do that. Over Jake Finch, Lawless Allen, Greg Van Alst, who won Daytona, and Brendan Queen, who won at Rockingham. And headed into qualifying, really not expecting anything special at all. Especially considering how bad we were at Daytona with the level 1 parts. Just like a fish out of water out there.
Time to go, buddy.
Dead last in 40th by, I think, 0.3 of a second, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, let's put down a lap that sets the tone today.
So we head out of the pits, coming back to the line,
Okay,
and
we're
we
done.
take our best
Solid run out
qualifying
there. You did your best.
of the year
We'll
so
get you
far.
ready
The
to
new
charge to the
chassis
front.
doing absolute wonders as we take home the 26th finishing or starting position. Jake Finch on pole. Very, very impressive. We are actually making noticeable leaps in performance, which is good. So we start our engines.
Get her started now. Time to go.
Change the setup from 25% tight to neutral, just so we can turn a little bit better in the corners. And once again, we're going cockpit cam so I can see how much I'm turning.
Green, green.
That's just a new thing, a new driver thing. So coming down the backstretch here on lap number 1, we got Brayton Laster ahead of us. He was our drafting king at Daytona. We're going to get right up to the back end of him here. Not try any funky moves on him here on the first lap. Just try and support him, bring him up through the pack with us. And Takuma Koga making a big block there on the outside. We have to leave him, unfortunately. All the Toyotas stacking up because of Caleb Costner on the outside line. Side by side with Michael Maples down the front stretch here. Becca Monopoly up here in the top 20. Not a bad starting spot for her. We go to the inside of Ed Pompa in the 10 car. Have to let off a lot coming down the backstretch, but since our gearing is so off and terrible, that letting off actually allowed the 10 car to get back to the front of me and kind of chop the nose off. And I say, I'm not having that, Ed. Go right to the middle as we get a big check, a big stack up. William Sawalich stacks it up on the top side, and they continue to stack up. Cody Dennison this time making contact with Brad Smith in the 48. And just like that, we're up inside the top 15, and it's only lap 3.
Car outside.
Looking good so far.
3 wide.
Down into the corner, we're back into the 15th spot, and the first wreck of the day comes out, and flying through the air is Patrick Staropoli on top of a couple of guys back there. And based on what I saw there with the AI causing a wreck, I'm like, I'm not going to pit. If it stays how it is, I would have been 3 laps out on gas. But right here, because we get a pit period, I'm now only 1 lap out. So I'm thinking, if we get 1 more caution before the end of this, I can save enough fuel to where I'm not going to need to pit on the final restart. So we get the lead where everybody else pitted.
We just lost the lead.
And right here, once again, the gearing screws me over, and I end up falling all the way back to the 9th spot at the end of the restart lap. But we get a big run down the front stretch here on Takuma Koga, go to the outside, get a big shot down the front stretch from Cole Raz. Here's Ed Pompa up here in the top 10. Not sure how he got up there so fast, but we go to the outside and looking for a little bit of Daytona redemption. We take the high line on the 4 wide pass. Side by side with Ed Pompas, the 28 gets completely sideways trying to push the 03. And coming down the backstretch, we get a big draft on the 28, 4 wide for the lead down the backstretch. And we take the lead away, and we take it back.
Clear bottom.
As I chop across the bottom 2 cars there. And right here, I'm saying they're not wrecking each other right now. So just to be safe, I'm going to save a little bit of fuel by letting the 35 go by me on the outside there. And yes, I did do that on purpose. And he's a little bit hesitant to come down in front of me here, but I need this to happen here if I want to save some fuel.
Stay low.
And he finally decides to go down to the bottom. Headed down into 2. They start wrecking again in a massive crash for Brendan Butterbean Queen. Pirouetting through the air like a ballerina. Up and over. That's going to be a fun one to look at the replay of. But obviously we don't pit here because we don't need to.
Pace car's off.
This easily allows us to make it to the end on our tank of fuel.
10 away.
So right now, we're looking good up at the front end of the pack. We will not need to pit for fuel. Obviously, we won't need to pit for tires. The only reason we need to pit is if we got some damage. And even so, I don't think it would matter that much. I guess it would a little bit more here because it's a drafting track, but William Sewell is trying to go to our inside here. Obviously, we'd stack up the top lane completely on the restart. But we make it to the 4th spot and coming down the front stretch. Oh, side by side, coming to the 7 to go mark at the line. We take the lead back from Greg Van Alst to 1 Daytona. And coming down the front stretch here, I look in the rearview mirror and we got another one crashing. And at this point, I'm starting to think to myself, we got to turn the incident frequency down a little bit. Didn't see a lot of it at Daytona because I was the one causing the wrecks, but man, 3 wrecks already here.
Pace car's off.
And they were all pretty bad. That one didn't look terrible, but he got hit pretty hard behind. You're going to have to trust me on that one.
Green, green.
So coming back to the start-finish line, it'll be 2 to go in overtime.
2 to go this time now.
Side by side with Scott Steckley, or Kyle Steckley, excuse me, and it's actually not overtime. It'll be under regulation. So we take the lead coming out of turn number 4. Get a big push from Alex Clubb down the front stretch right to the back end of us. Keep it on that yellow line on the bottom. And we lead coming onto the final lap. And the 03 gives me an Omega push, lets off to try and make me get stuck out there all by myself. And now they're starting to back off a little bit. I wonder why they're backing off, and that's why the 97 gets spun off the corner, and we take home our first career ARCA Menard Series victory, and our first career mode victory. Hopefully of many. Ayase, finally a victor, finally good at something, and that something we found is drafting tracks. So we take the win over Alex Clubb, Tad Moffitt, Kyle Steckley, Dale Quarterly, Lawless Allen, Brad Smith, Greg Van Alst, Michael Maples, and William Sawallich all inside the top 10. Here's the replay. This is the first accident with Patrick Starpoli going sky high, getting contact from Brad Smith, turns himself around hard into the wall, completely upside down, lands on top of poor Andy J in the 73 car. Right there, gets up into the air, bouncing on top of the car. Takes Lawless Allen with him. And here's our beautiful 4-wide move to the outside, on the outside of Ed Pompa, and then we go to the outside of Brendan Butterbean Queen. A little bit of Daytona redemption. We do not hit the wall this time. We go by and clear into the first spot. And then coming down the backstretch here, we let the 35 of Greg Van Alst by so that I could save a little bit of fuel, but it ended up not mattering that much anyway because the AI wrecked. But I thought that this was a pretty smart thing to do, so I decided to keep it in the replay anyway, right up behind the 35 car. He was kind of being dangerous and running half off of both lines, and that could have been really bad if he tried to block something late. Here's the second wreck, and huge pirouetting massive flips for Brendan Butterbean Queen. Gets turned in the middle of the track by Ed Pompa, turned down into Takuma Koga, and what a crash as Jake Finch gets up on his side as well. 2023 ARCA Talladega winner. And this is coming back to the 7 to go, I believe. Getting to the outside of Greg Van Alst in the 35 machine. Retaking the lead this time for good, as we did not need to pit for fuel or anything like that. And then this is coming down the front stretch here. Contact behind. The 97 gets sent around. He gets into the outside wall pretty hard there. Comes back down the racetrack. Gets hit hard in the driver's side door by, who would have guessed it, Patrick Starpoli, who gets some more air in case he didn't need enough already or have enough already. And then there it is again. Patrick spinning the 97 on the final lap, the same two cars that were involved in that second to last crash. And we finally get lap speed rep, and lots of positive comments, not a single bad comment from anybody, which is great. It's a great feeling, even if they're just robots on a screen. And we take home our first career ARCA victory, and that catapults us from 27th or 28th in the standings all the way up to 19th in the standings. So that's a whole 7 or 8 spots. And we finally get a little bit of sponsor incentive here. We'll keep it top 35 for now, just until I can know how good the car's going to run here at Kansas, because we haven't run a mile and a half yet. But Isabella Robusta retains the points lead over William Sawalich, who has a win now, but only 3 top 5s, where Isabella has 4. And a very, very exciting time to be a fan of Ayase taking home his first career victory. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm open to any constructive criticism in the comments of how you want to see this series go. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, whether that be Burnout Paradise or NASCAR 25 Career Mode. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.